All he wanna do is gas me. How we end up in the backseat, just trying to get to the bag.
Hey guys, my name is Ihana. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing the October reset. I have made some categories for myself, and without further ado, y'all, let's just get into it. So the first thing I needed to do, of course, to set October off right was do a whole deep clean of my house, and I definitely did that. My house smells so good. I brought 2 new candles. One I got from a fall festival called Santal. This is from Raw Blossom. This candle literally smells like a luxury hotel. Like, it's in the smell that you just walk in, you're like, oh, this is vacation. So the next category I want to talk about is fitness and nutrition. So in October, I've really been trying to prioritize working out 3 times a week. And I actually started this habit 2 weeks ago. First we got October, we're starting the month off right. For the most part, I find myself wanting to go more than 3 times a week. But the pressure of you must go 7 days a week is just not there. And I think that has been very beneficial in my current schedule. So the next thing I want to prioritize this month is Sober October. That includes alcohol and whatever else y'all partake in. That too, yeah. I've never done Sober October before, but this should be fun, and me and my boyfriend are doing it together, so it's gonna be a whole thing. Lastly, in the fitness and nutrition category, it's just prioritizing healthy mindset. I saw this video online of this guy talking about his relationship with fitness and how he aligns it with hygiene.
The only thing that really got me to stick with fitness for life, albeit 8 years now, is that I started viewing it as a baseline form of my hygiene and not something I had to do to look better or even really feel better. I simply look at going to the gym and eating well on the same plane that I look at brushing my teeth and showering. And maybe if you can make this perspective shift, fitness can be easier for you to stick with. After all, a lot of our misconceptions in life are simply due to our perspective and not the objective thing itself.
Like, every day you get up, you wash your, I hope you do this. And then when I started looking at it like that, I'm like, no, it's a part of the stuff that I need to be doing. Why, when it comes to making sure I go to the gym 3 times a week, I'm over here like, ugh. I thought that was a really good insight, because I'm like, dang, now she calling me out. Whenever I see tidbits like that, I just try and pick them up and like implement them into my thought process and my thinking. The next category is finance and budgeting. Y'all, I need to get back on my Zoom. I just feel like ever since July, I've just been go. And sometimes, like, when you get into that like habit with money, you just start to do stuff. I think it's important as a self-employed person to stay up on those budgets, because my income is ever changing, but my bills are not. And something I want to do, especially going into, for my industry, is a slower season, is redo the entire budget, figure out what I can get rid of, because it's gonna be less work. I'm obviously praying for abundance and opportunity, but you just, as a self-employed person, it's my responsibility to make sure we good. So I'm gonna make sure we good. The budget guideline that I want to use for October is the 70-20-10 rule. I saw this girl do it and I was like, okay, I kind of like that, and kind of recenter myself, get like steady again. The second thing I want to do is get back to like budget days. I used to do my budget every Friday or Monday, like somewhere within the weekend. And with my work schedule being all over the place, and sometimes like Fridays not being available, Saturdays not being available, or Sundays trying to get back on track, that I just have completely, it's like when I get to it, I get to it. And it's like, no, that needs to be a thing that happens every week. You need to sit down and do this budget. It may have to change. Like, the day that you do it may be different, but it has to get done. So the next category is personal goals. The first goal that I have is to prepare for 2025. Now, in 3 days, October 3rd will be 90 days until 2025.
If you're not already aware of what the concept of winter arc is, let me break it down for you. You're essentially using the last 3 months of the year, which are the darkest, coldest, and hardest to push through, and improving your fitness, mental health, and any other personal goals you may have.
I really want to get my habits in check now, so that way when it comes to 2025, I think that we always do this thing of new year, new me. And it's like, well, I don't really need to wait till the new year to find the new me. And I don't necessarily think it's a new me. I think it's an improved me. There's been things that have constantly been on my New Year resolution list, and I am one of those people. Like, I love a resolution. I feel like when I start on them in January, I'm so like overwhelmed with the motivation of it's a new year, that by the time we get to March, I'm like, hold on, like, things have changed. And I think in order for me to really stick to habits, I need to give myself some time to assimilate to them and say, oh, okay, yeah, like this does work or this does not work. I want to show up in 2025 as the person that I want to be that year, not be trying to find my way in January. I also want to redecorate my apartment. So me and my Jasmine. My cousin Jasmine is helping me kind of like revamp my space. I've been in this apartment now for 3.5 years. And a lot of the stuff that I have in this apartment came from my college apartment back in 2020. Like we kind of need to upgrade our life. I want the space to look like adult me, and I think that's kind of difficult because it's like it's not just my space, it's my boyfriend's space too. I want to make sure he feels just as comfortable as I feel. So Jasmine is really into interior decorating, so she has like drafted up this whole Pinterest board and she's creating a shopping list for me. We're gonna gradually knock things off the list as she gets through the list, and we're gonna make a whole video about how she designed the space. The third thing I want to do this month is start scrapbooking, or what some people call junk journaling.
First off, junk journaling is really meant to be a low to no added cost hobby. The main thing that you really need is junk from your day-to-day life. So everything from business cards to little scraps.
I have like a whole box of just stuff. I saw on Tara Michelle's page that she puts it in like this thick binder, and I kind of want to do that, but some sort of scrapbooking, junk journaling, I want to get into that. And then the last thing I want to focus on this month is I really want to start my hair growth journey. In 2020, just like everybody else who lost their mind, I decided to get a pixie cut on my 21st birthday.
Happy birthday!
And I literally was like a little baldy for a second. I grew my hair out and then I was like, ooh, she's gonna get locks. I had locks for a couple years and I just never really sat well with how the locks looked on me. I felt like I was really like struggling with my self-confidence because even as my locks started to mature, it's like I just couldn't look in the mirror and say that I could really appreciate how I look. And it got to a point where I was like, well, I want locks, but at the cost of my own self-confidence, I don't think so. I think that it's important to just know maybe certain hairstyles are for you and maybe they aren't. Now I combed out my locks. I've had to cut my hair into a bob. Like when you comb out your locks, it does a number on your hair. You don't leave out of that situation with long hair. Or if you do, I don't see how it could be healthy. My ends were terrible. Now that it is officially silk press season, my hair grows the most when I have a silk press. The issue is that I really need to find somebody to do my hair because I am a DIY queen. I've always done my hair. I don't even know what it's like to sit in a chair. I don't think I sat in somebody's chair since I was 11. And I'm 25. And the last time I sat in a chair to get my hair done, I think my grandma paid for it for a school picture. I don't let people get in my scalp. And I really want to find somebody who can do my hair and put it in their hands because I think that that will help my hair grow the fastest and restore it back to its health. It's just like at this point it's out of my hand. I want to give that job to somebody else. The issue is it's extremely unaffordable and it's an inconvenience. This becomes too much. I want to find somebody who is affordable, who can do a good job, who I can get to relatively quick, and who won't do too much. I've been looking up a lot of videos, do what I can for myself in the interim of me finding a stylist who's gonna help me out and be responsible for the help of my hair. Because I look at Bria Jones' hair and I'm like, girl, I know some of that's genetics, but I have thick hair too. And my hair is not as thick, it's shiny and healthy. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the video where we talk about my monthly favorites. This is a new segment of the reset. So let me go grab my products so I can show you. So let's start with body care because that's really all it is. My first favorite of the month is the, you can't even see this. This is insane. All right, I'm not gonna show y'all because y'all can't see this. I'll pop up a picture right here or something. The Laneige Cream Skin Serapeptide Toner and Moisturizer. This is essentially just like a milky toner. That stuff is so good. I always felt like my skin was clear, but it was just a little bit more dry. This right here always just makes me feel like quenched. Like after you wash your face, you slap this on, yeah, that girl. So I wanted to try a new cleanser because I felt like my cleanser was contributing to like how dried out my skin was getting. So I tried this Anua Heartleaf plus BHA Pore Deep Cleansing Foam. I see this all over TikTok and Instagram, and honestly, this is an insane buy. Literally, it's product up here. This is not no empty bottle, right? It's product up here all the way to the bottom. And no lie, y'all, I am waiting to see how long this lasts me, because I literally use no more than the tip of my index finger and to clean my face. It lathers my face so crazy. Like, this is going to last an insane amount of time, and this was $13. This product, I've been really like, oh, okay, like this is making my skin really soft, because I wanted to find a physical exfoliant that also wasn't too harsh. Happy Skin Enzymic Facial Exfoliator. Whenever I use this, my face always feels so soft. So sometimes I'll take like this and like exfoliate and wash my face at the same time. And this is gonna last me an insane amount of time too. Y'all, quite literally, I feel like it's taken, those 3 products alone have taken my skincare up to the next level. The next body care thing that I love so much is this Mr. Pumice Stone. This is what they use at the nail salon, and I never really paid no attention to it because this seems relatively soft. This literally feels like styrofoam. My feet have been the softest they have ever been in my entire life. It's insane how soft my feet are. Works wonders, okay? The last thing in my favorites for September is this Stanley Cup. Now, my cousin gave me one of her Stanley Cups when I was in Boston, because I was like, I want a Stanley Cup, but I'm not paying $45. And my good sis was like, well, girl, I'm getting rid of some of mine, so you can have this one. And I was like, oh, bet. Let me see what the hype's about. And I kind of get it, but the only issue is the attachments with this. Like, you gotta buy a whole separate type of top in order for it to not be no spill. And also, while I understand it, why the do y'all need 4 of those? There's no way in hell you need 40. Stop. You over consuming and you know it. So that's just my piece on the Stanleys. The next category is my 100 movie goal. So if you looked at my August reset, then you would know I did this 100 movie goal for 2024. We are making our way through the list. The list is ever changing. If you have a movie that you would like to recommend for me to watch, please comment it down below. The guidelines are just movies I've never seen before. And the reason why I started this goal is because as a filmmaker, I just felt like I was watching the same stuff over and over and over again, and I wasn't like experiencing like film. Like, I just was like, let me watch the same movies over and over and over again. So I started watching all these different movies, and I found a couple movies that I like. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, me and my boyfriend watched this one movie. Dang, I forget it. Watch is gonna come to me to this, but that's like on my list of new favorite movies. Like, I'm just like, all right, bet. This is the list of movies that I watched. So I'm gonna scoot over so I can put, you know, the movies right here. I watched Do Revenge. I watched Ricky Stenicki. I watched Pulp Fiction. I watched Save the Last Dance. I watched 10 Things I Hate About You, and I watched Buried Alive and Survive. I'm gonna skip over to the next segment of this video, which is the film reviews, and let y'all know what my favorite film was and what my least favorite. So my favorite film of that list was Save the Last Dance. My least favorite was Buried Alive and Survive. Yes, if you want to see what I rated each movie, please download and check me out on Letterboxd, where you can review movies, make movie lists, see my favorite movies. It's all things movie lovers. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check out Letterboxd and check me out on it. I'll have the link below. The next category is September book reviews. In August, I started doing Kindle Unlimited again. I was really in a book slump in August, y'all. The book I talked about was Magnolia Parks and how I DNF'd it. The 2 books that I read in September was by Megan Quinn. The first one was A Not So Meet Cute, and the second one was So Not Meant to Be. Now, these books, they got me out of a book slump for sure. I don't think they're the best books. Like, I would probably rate those books a 3 or something. I think they're pretty like average romance books. A lot of spice, and sometimes I was like, this seems kind of unnatural, but sure, whatever, I guess. I didn't like the sequel, which was Not So Meant to Be, as much, because I just felt like it was longer than it needed to be. The last category of our October reset is our October reading goal. So I have fell in love with this book called A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. Within the first chapter, I'm like, oh, Tia Williams, she know what she doing. Like, she know how to set up a good story that's kind of unpredictable, at least to the part that I'm at. I honestly want to read more books by her. I didn't realize like how acclaimed she is. So yeah, once I get through that, then I can pick up another one. I did not do television this month because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. What I watched all month was The Bachelor. I don't have a Bachelor podcast. Y'all wouldn't want to know all my thought process on it. And my thought process is probably quite controversial, so that's safe for the family group chat. So that is all the goals, the favorites, the reviews, all the things. Yeah, I love doing these. These are fun. Definitely a good way for me to keep myself on track. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down the leaf emoji if you made it this far. Good night. Buenas noches and bonsoir.
Get around, doing nothing, moving too fast.